So again, just looking at kind of the outline here, this is automated testing. There's the 9 principles. This is actually from Elizabeth Hendrickson. She's over at Pivotal. This is a brilliant presentation she did. It's called kind of it's Agile Testing Overview, but I think it's called Obsessed with Testing. But it's pretty easy to find. We'll have a link for it. So basically, it's very focused from a developer's perspective, but very important part of the continuous delivery pipeline and the way you think about we're all in this together, how things need to be done. So 9 principles: change the adversarial mindset to a collaboration mindset, right? That's DevOps 101. Change the dev then test mindset to test and dev. That's your test-driven development. Instead of having a test team, you have everyone test teams, right? Everybody test early, test often, and shorten the feedback loop. Tests should have responsible expectations, right? Again, you need to make sure that the things that you define are reasonable. That are these things that would have been checked anyway. She does a really good explanation in the video. Fix bugs like when you find them. Reduce test documentation. Automate the expectation. A lot about TDD and done means released. We hear this over and over. And quote unquote test. And she says finally 9, test implement versus implement test, right? So TDD is you write your test first before you write your code, and then your code hopefully originally fails, but then you make it succeed, right? We talked about TDD in the introduction to DevOps. We'll go into this a little more heavily in later chapters. Next chapter we'll have a very simple kind of BDD, TDD testing with a Ruby application, but automated test and the tooling. And then here again, I use this slide a lot, but there's a reason, because I think it's important to understand how this all fits into the continuous delivery pipeline. And then, and then again, we're talking now kind of about build, kind of source and build console. And then it's kind of always be automating ... the tests. Tests should always be running, every commit, nightly functional testing, smoke testing, stability testing, performance testing, zero configuration, zero downtime. Tom Lemoncelli makes this quote that running a large-scale infrastructure is like changing the tires on a car doing 80 miles an hour on a freeway.